story of the day is that on day 7 of my challenge, I sold for the 7th time my photo of my hand holding a couple of World Series of Poker home set game chips. These are ones that I make jewelry with. And I thought that was a nice coincidence and a good little way to intro into a little quick story about, or a quick statement about subtle energy shifts. If you're watching, you may think that I haven't made tons of progress on my intuition and manifestation challenge so far because it's hard to see on the outside, I'm sure. But I feel so much progress happening, and it's all just little things. I can feel a more lightness in me, and have the strut in my walk back. I know that I am a strutter normally. I took modeling classes in junior high and tried to do modeling for a while. I took more runway classes in college, so, forgive me, I'm a strutter. But when I'm not feeling as good, I walk differently. So I'm feeling all of those little things, and I'm having lots of tiny little signs. I'm sure things that I forget to write down or mention, like what I just said, where on day 7, for the 7th time, I sold my World Series of Poker, my World Series of Poker, my photo. And I don't make tons of money off of those, but it is a fun little passive income stream for me. And it's always interesting what sells when, and sometimes. Actually, I also sold another poker-related photo the day before. So and I've been selling some little things in my shop. So lots of little shifts, and I think pretty soon you'll get to hear about something even bigger and more impressive. So without further ado and adjustment to my book stack, let's go ahead and do today's intuition test. If you haven't been here before, I am just going to hold a card in my hand and take a few deep breaths. I like to close my eyes and look for the color, and I invite you to join me. We're going to do 50 cards. This is an incomplete deck with 50 cards that has 2 black jokers, and let's see how many we can get. Ready? Red. Black. I put incorrect on the left and correct on the right so I can count later, but keep score however you like. Red. Black. Yikes. Bad start for me. Hope you're doing better than me so far. Red. Black. 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 Red. Red. Black. Black. Red. Black. Red. Black.
Black. Black. Black. Red. Red. Black. 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 Ooh, I think I did pretty good today. Let's hope this is the smaller pile. Ooh, just tipped the scales. Exact opposite of yesterday. 26 wrong. Darn it. Did not tip the scales. Exactly the same as yesterday. 24 right. Well, stuck at 48% on this particular test. But, like I said, I'm feeling small shifts happening all the time. And I think they are going to have a lovely cumulative effect very soon. So, that looks like a fun one. I love the nines. I mean, they are very tricky, but they are part of the subject of my study. So let's check out the nines in today's playable hand. If you haven't seen me do a playable hand, this is the manifestation exercise, and I am going to write out the poker action, create a scenario, and then I'm going to ask the deck to allow me to deal me the cards that show how I won the hand as I have written it. So I have pocket nines, a pair of nines, pretty darn strong starting hand for poker from any perspective, but is a middle pair. It's not the strongest, so when people start raising and whatnot, you might not want to play it. Anyhow, but these are playable hands, so the point is to just think out a scenario, and even if it is seemingly asinine to you, however you write it, the odds are somebody might, there is someone in the universe who might play it that way. There's always someone in the universe who might play it that way, in my opinion. And I also feel it never hurts to think out the wrong way to play the hand very thoroughly and get the wrong way stuck in your head so you know the right thing to do. You know, there's two ways to study any poker hand, in my opinion. And
Sorry, this camera is bugging me. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit there and hopefully get a better view. I'm apparently set up challenged. I thought I was going to love this little doodad that I have my camera on, and I'm not the hugest fan, but I can't afford to get another one right now, so we're making do. Anyhow, let's go ahead and write out the poker action and create a scenario that hopefully is going to end up making perfect sense in Pokerland, and if not, then we end up with a hand that we can think out from another perspective. So, if I was playing $1, $3 no limit hold'em, cash game, and on the button with only 175, that's pretty darn small for 1-3 no limit these days. Under the gun plus 1 fold. Middle position calls with 250 behind, also not the biggest stack. Middle position, hijack fold. Cutoff raises to 20 with 200 behind, so big raise, medium stack. Small blind has 375 and big blind has 300, so more than all of us in the stacks to follow my action. What do I want to do with the pocket nines? So I think I would consider going all in for sure, but I'm going to go ahead and choose a third op. I mean, in 1-3 no limit, you know, I was going to say I'm going to choose the third option, which would be to say raise to 50 or 60 or something like that. The problem with that is I'm probably almost going to make it more enticing to a not smart player, because and end up with a lot of people in the hand calling that bet, because then it'll be a huge pot, which, you know, the 50 or 60 that I ask for is kind of a lot of their stack, but it's not in proportion to the pot that we would build. And I'm not saying that's the right way to think about it, but I do think that is how newer players look at it and less experienced players look at it. So I don't think there's too much power in raising to the 50 or 60. Either you call or you go all in my opinion. And I don't really want either of these two to call. I don't want a three-way flop if I have a middle pair, so therefore I would go all in. And so let's say then small blind folds, but big blind decides to push in all over the top so that he puts maximum pressure on Cutoff, who raised to 20. So now Cutoff won't have any dollars left if he goes all in. Well, he has to go all in instead of just calling me. Might have left him with a few dollars, which somehow makes some people feel better, but I think if he only got $25 left, what's the difference? But the difference is he going to go, is he still okay with it going to a three-way all-in instead of a two-way all-in? Because that's going to change your odds quite a bit. But we're going to say that he calls. And we unfortunately get three-way all-in, but not four or five-way all-in, which might have happened with the only $50 raise. So on that note, we are going to go ahead and shuffle up the awesome deck, and I am trying to get it in my head who I am dealing to first. So, all right, where do I want my cards to be sitting? I'm going to be way over here. Okay, so awesome deck, show us what cards Big Blind and Cutoff played in this hand as written, and please show me how pocket nines won the hand. 9 of clubs, 9 of hearts. Please show us how I won this poker hand as written. All right, so we got Big Blind, Cutoff, big blind. Cut off. Burn. 6. Queen 4. 3. 8. Well, let's see what we got. I still just have a pair of 9s. So big blind has, ooh, he had one of my 9s. You know, it's not, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that he would have, the idea that he might have pushed all in over the top with 10-9, kind of. But a very aggressive player who loves this hand might play it that way. And anybody who knows the tarot meaning might decide they want to play it that way, because this is one of the cards that I feel often coincides with an all-in. Of course, with someone pushing all in before you, you should think long and hard about whether, you know, your intuition is saying the unexpected good news is that you're going to win, or the unexpected good news is that you were just given a sign that you're not going to win because someone just pushed all in before you. So it's, you know, you gotta use your intuition. I'm gonna say it over and over and over. And also, reminder of the day, this advice is for entertainment purposes only. It's not advice. So anyhow, he didn't win, so that's good for my did I manifest the winner? And it makes, you know, a little bit of sense. It's a very loose play to go all in when you already have someone who raised that big and got re-raised that huge at a 1-3 game. Not recommended maneuver. So what did the dude who raised first and foremost to $20 have? Boom. Yeah, I can see some people doing that. And it's, again, not really a smart thing to do, but some people get real excited when they haven't seen a face card in a long time, especially when they're a man and it's a king, and they're like, woo! And yeah, that's exactly what this card warns against, especially this combo. This is judgment is the key word, and I choose to usually see that as, you know, just question what is really motivating your decision, and make sure you've really thought it out logically. It doesn't always mean that you should go with your logical decision, but it can mean that you're not using the best source of knowledge for making that decision. And this one, I will just say exciting challenge usually when it comes up, because yeah, you're usually trying to beat the odds, which that's what this kind of hand is. And sometimes that works, but you're probably going to want to leave a little room to explore whether or not it's worked out if you're choosing to play this hand. So look at that. I did manifest a winning hand again. It makes a little bit of sense. Thank goodness that's not part of the test that I'm doing. The only part of the test is, did I manifest a winner? And I did. So without further ado, I'm just going to do a card of the day to get some advice for day 8 as I wander out into my Friday evening. I've decided I need a little bit of nonsense to shake off the week. And well, I am going to go, there's a casino that gives away free play, and to everybody for literally, you don't have to put money in the machine to get it, you just get it. And I'm gonna go get that and see if we can bring in some abundance that way, and have a little bit of nonsense if nothing else. So what is our advice of the day? Oh, I mean, considering the story I was telling while we shuffled, I'm very optimistic. Tonight could be resourceful. Stay tuned and have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. Please do press like and subscribe and help me get my story out there in the world. Appreciate it. Have an awesome day.